This is the story of how I made $50,000 at the age of 17. And I'm gonna reveal exactly what I was doing, how I did it, and what I learned from it. For the ones who don't know, my name is Micol and welcome to my YouTube channel. And in this channel, I speak about how you can make money online in many different ways. The story starts in 2006 when Italy won the World Cup.
Italy are champions of the world!
And that day marked the day that I started loving football. I went completely crazy for football. I was 100% dedicated to it, and it made me very, very competitive. And back then, I wasn't a super nice guy to many people around me because I wanted to be the best and I didn't take anything from anyone. And that made me very arrogant, and that made me feel also pretty alone. So after a few years, it was 2009, I started spending a lot of time alone at home, and during the night what I would do is just open my laptop and start playing some video games on Facebook. I was playing anything like Farmville or Happy Aquarium, and since I was spending so much time on Facebook, I discovered that Facebook had invented something called the Facebook pages, which are places online where you can post anything you want. So I decided to open my first Facebook page around my favorite football player, which is Cristiano Ronaldo, and I named the page Cristiano Ronaldo Videos. So I wanted to create my place online where I could share Cristiano Ronaldo videos with other people that were interested. And after that, I invited all my contacts that I had on Facebook, strangers, family, friends, to like my Facebook page. And after a few days, I reached 100 likes on my Facebook page. And I thought it was great. The only thing is that I saw that there were other pages with 10,000 likes, 50,000 likes, even 100,000 likes back then about the same topic, about Cristiano Ronaldo. So I was like, there is no way there's another guy on this earth that managed to get more likes than I did. So I challenged all these other Facebook pages and I told myself, I will have the biggest Cristiano Ronaldo fan page that there is on Facebook. Well, besides probably the official page, which was a bit hard to beat, but we'll get to that in a second. So with this promise, I started getting obsessed with the fact that I had to get more likes every day. So I started reaching out to other pages that had like 10,000 likes, and I would message them and I would ask them like, hey, can you promote my page? I can promote you on my page. But no one would reply because these pages were just so big compared to my page. I didn't have much to offer. So I started asking and then spamming under comments and asking for people to just like my page. So if during the day I would get one new like, for me that was a big fucking win, and I would go to bed feeling very fulfilled and, you know, looking for the next day to get a new like on my Facebook page. After some time, I started doing the so-called share for share. So I started asking smaller pages that had 300 likes, 500 likes, to share my page in exchange of me sharing their pages. And that made me grow a bit faster. In fact, after 4 months, I reached 1,000 likes, and for me that was huge success. After another 2 months, I figured out how to get to 10,000 likes. I started growing much faster. I had a strong network of other Facebook page owners, and everything was getting very fun. So 6 months in, I had 10,000 followers on my Facebook page, but this is where I started getting a bit crazier, because I went from 10,000 to 100,000 in another 2 months, because I found a trick that was called like jacking. Like jacking is essentially tricking someone into clicking a button and not knowing that the person is liking a Facebook page. Essentially what we would do is posting news about anything. People would get on the website, they would try to unlock the news by clicking on a specific button, and that button happened to be my page. So I was asking other Facebook pages to promote this URL, but the good thing is I would only ask Facebook related pages to promote my website. So I knew that all the followers that ended up liking my page were interested in what I had to say. So I reached 100,000 likes on my Facebook page in about 8 months. That was brilliant. But then one day I remember coming back from school, I logged in my Facebook account through my iPad, and I noticed that my page was gone. So all my hard work was stolen and I was in tears. I didn't know what to do, but I did go to the police to try to report that someone had hacked my Facebook account and stole my Facebook page. And I saw that my Facebook page was being sold for $700 on some social media marketing forum, and that really brought me to tears because I put in so much work. I was literally crying. I was around 13 years old, and yeah, it was a big drama. But the good thing is I knew how to make Facebook pages grow, so I restarted and I did it again. I started from a new page. I got to 100,000 likes in about 4 months, and then it got stolen again because I trusted someone as an admin, and that person decided to remove me. And I couldn't believe it because I did it 2 times and had one of the biggest Ronaldo pages back then. And again, I was back at 0. So I did it again. But this time I protected my account, I protected my email addresses, I didn't add anyone as an admin. And that's where things started getting fun. While this was happening, I was 14 and I was going to high school, and my friends were making fun of me that I was spending so much time at the computer working on my Cristiano Ronaldo Facebook page, and they would call me gay for that, they would call me loser or nerd. I don't know, everyone was talking about different things, and I was just obsessed by Cristiano Ronaldo, football, and Facebook pages, and no one cared about it. So it was a weird time. Even my parents were worried because they saw me spending so much time at the computer and they thought I was playing, but for me, it was a game. There was something in there that just kept me going, and I knew it was good. So at the age of 14, I understood how I could build Facebook pages and grow them to hundred thousands of followers, and I developed a portfolio of these Facebook pages. So back then I had like Facebook pages with 300,000 likes, 400,000 likes. There were some about Ronaldo that were bigger, that had like 1.2 million followers. So I wanted to get there. And one day, I think out of luck or out of me playing with settings of the Facebook pages, I understood how I could place my Facebook pages in the recommended section of Facebook. So that means when you like a Facebook page, Facebook recommends you which other pages you could be interested in liking. And I just found a way to place my Facebook pages in front of everyone. And with this trick, I managed to grow my first page to 1 million followers. And not only that, after another week, the same page had 2 million followers. At one point, I had 4 million followers on one single Facebook page. And back then, ladies and gentlemen, I made it. I managed to have the biggest Cristiano Ronaldo fan page that existed after the official Facebook page. I remember the statistic on Facebook that my Facebook page was growing twice as fast as the original one for a few months. And that really blew my mind because I was 14, 15 years old and I was just playing from my bedroom, and I didn't even have a laptop. I had an iPad and I was able to do that. Every post had 100,000 likes, 200,000 likes. My reach was insane. Like on one Facebook page, I could reach 10, 20 million people. I remember I have a screenshot somewhere of my page reaching 25 million people organically without spending one dime on advertising to do that. And that's exactly that keyword that started appearing in my life way more and more and more, which was advertising and marketing. I started getting offers from real companies paying me money to promote their products on my Facebook page because I had so much reach. At first I thought they wanted to scam me and then try to steal my page by sending me money on my PayPal. By the way, I didn't even have a PayPal account back then because I was underage. So I had this episode where I created a fake PayPal account with a troll name basically, and the account got blocked and I had a few $100s on that account. And I had my mom explaining PayPal on the phone that my real name was Micol and not the fake name that I was using, which was hilarious. And then they decided to ban me forever. So companies started sending me money, like a few $100s for a simple Facebook post on my page. I started selling pages because I had these big pages and I could just farm new Facebook pages from scratch. I would just create a new Facebook page with a similar name, promote it on a bunch of my pages, grow it to 100,000 likes and sell it for $500, $1,000, $2,000 sometimes. At the age of 15, I was making a few $1,000s per month by selling posts on my page and by selling some of my Facebook pages. So I had to do my first tax declaration. And when I went to my accountant, that was the first time that someone told me that I was doing marketing. I didn't know what marketing was. I was just playing at Facebook. After this tremendous success that I had with my Ronaldo pages, I started getting offers from real companies that wanted to hire me. And at this tender age, I got hired by a company named Sportal Media Group in Bulgaria. They're one of the biggest, if not the biggest, sports media company out there, with 150 employees, if not more, doing millions of dollars in revenue each year. And the CEO and founder and owner decided to fly to Munich to meet me and my parents at the airport and talk about business and how I could grow their social media fan pages. And they were managing official fan pages of real football players. And he offered me to manage his Facebook pages and not only promote one of his websites and get a very good revenue share deal on that. And that blew my mind because it sounded like very good money. And after that, I started making more money than my father. Like I was making a few $1,000s per month. I remember one month I did $7,000 net profit. And for a 16-year-old, that's very good. So I always wanted to be financially independent from early on because my parents are divorced, and I kind of grew up with this belief that there is a lack of money in the family because my mom didn't have a solid job, and I wanted to, be independent and pay for my own stuff and actually give her money. So I would buy my own clothes, I would buy my own games, I would pay for things like food or any travel expenses to go to school, or give my mom some money every now and then. So that really made me happy. But anyways, I actually decided to quit this job. I remember visiting their offices in 2013. So I went there. I knew that I was not gonna continue anymore because I didn't like to work with a boss on top of me. I didn't like that I couldn't execute the ideas that I had in mind for the business, and I just decided that it was not worth the time, despite me making a lot of money, but I wanted to do something else. So I quit this and I went full into personal growth. And I started reading all the classics like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or Think and Grow Rich, or many different self-help books. So after a few months of break and analysis and reading, I decided that it was time to go back in the game. And since I had some money on the side, I decided to reinvest the same money that I made into new Facebook pages. So the way that I would make my money is by sending traffic to a website. On that website, there are some ads placed. So I decided to invest in Facebook pages that had mainly audience from the United States, because the United States pays more for each click you bring to your ads than any other country. So I remember buying this Facebook page off someone on the internet, and it was one of the most scariest thing I did back then. I had to go to this local Western Union branch because I had $300 in cash that I had to give them and send those $300 to someone in Albania, not knowing if I would ever receive the promised Facebook page that I was trying to buy. Fortunately, the transaction was successful and I actually received the Facebook page. And that night I just went to celebrate with my friends, and that was it. The day after, I started scheduling some posts, and a few of those posts were websites that would pay me for the traffic that I was delivering. So I scheduled the post. I remember going to sleep. I woke up and I immediately went to check my dashboard to see how much money I made. And what I found really blew my mind, because during that night I made $350, and that meant that my initial investment of $300 was paid back right away. So then I repeated the process again. I posted more links on my website and I made more money, and I started making that kind of money every day. And this was during summer, so this was my summer break. So instead of partying or going out with my friends every night, I would sit there and actually work, and I would even have meetings in real life with other people in this marketing space, traveling to Italy, meeting them in person for the first time, and actually, getting the hang of this industry. And suddenly it's September and school starts again, and I'm sitting in a classroom making $300 to $400 every day by just owning one Facebook page, thinking, why am I sitting in this classroom listening to what the teachers are saying, which to me is total garbage anyways, and it's stealing valuable time for me to work on my business. So I talked to my parents and I really wanted to quit school, and I proposed them to let me stay at home and just work on my business and make more money, because this money started being pretty serious for anyone. It's not even age related, because we're speaking about $5,000 to $10,000 per month at least. But my parents really insisted that I would keep going to school, so I decided that I would do them this favor, and I didn't really put myself through more discussions with my parents because I didn't want to make them sad or disappoint them. So yeah, I just kept going to school and working during the night. So my usual day would look like this. I would wake up at 6 in the morning. I would start scheduling posts for the day. I would leave home at around 7:30. So I would arrive at school. I would be super tired because I didn't really sleep much. I would wait until 4 p.m. Had an hour of commute every day back and forth. So 2 hours of me just sitting in the underground waiting to be home. The time I was home, it gave me a few hours to, I would play football, obviously, but then after that, I would have a few hours until 2 in the morning to work on my project. And I would literally stay up until 2 a.m. every day to work on my stuff and make new connections and try to get new Facebook pages and schedule these posts and make sure that the content keeps up. So I was sleep deprived for many months, and actually had problems falling asleep because my mind was so active at 2 a.m. that I would just smoke a lot of weed before going to bed and wake up still a bit stoned and schedule the remaining content that I had to do and then go to school. So essentially I would sit in the classroom still feeling stoned from the night before, just refreshing my statistics, not paying attention in class, and just listening to all the garbage that the teachers were telling me about. So yeah, your boy was banking. I was making very good money for that age. I was not sleeping, I was smoking a lot of weed, and after 3 months I realized that this is unsustainable because school was finishing in another 6 months and I just couldn't live this lifestyle for much longer, because sleeping 4 hours per day, I read back then that it can get you killed even. And that was the first time that I decided to hire someone in my life. So I had my first employee at 17. I actually hired the guy that sold me the Facebook page for $300 because I told him like, hey man, there's no way that you're not getting more out of this, because I felt guilty. Like, there's nothing to be guilty about looking back, because he didn't know what to do with the Facebook page. I knew what to do with it. And that's exactly what happened probably with the Facebook pages that I sold. I sold them to someone who knew what to do with them, and they probably made way more money than they did by paying me. I hired him and I told him how this business works, and he was blown away. He couldn't believe it that he gave me such a valuable asset that made so much money. So I decided to give him a cut and pay him a monthly salary so he could schedule and work on the content for me. At the end of the year, before I turned 18, I realized that in that year alone I made $50,000 in pretty much profit, because I didn't have much expenses. And that was insane because I already knew that I was not gonna go to university and I would scale the heck out of this. And that's exactly how I started doing affiliate marketing after that, because I just knew that there was way more scale in paid traffic. But nevertheless, it taught me a lot. Started from me creating Facebook pages from scratch and being very competitive and determined that I was gonna make it. It told me that having the craziest goals is actually the best way to gain success. And for me, the biggest goal was to have the largest Ronaldo fan page and have millions of followers on it, which was back then a really big goal. And looking back, it's actually still big, because having millions of followers on an account, it taught me that life is a jungle and you shouldn't trust people, because my pages got stolen multiple times because I trusted some online friends or strangers with my belongings, with my Facebook pages. It taught me how to hire people, what it means to have an employee, invest your own money. It taught me how to make money. It taught me a bunch of different things. So this was a much better gym for life than school could ever be. And I think anyone watching this video that is in similar situation like me, like going to school, going to university, having a job, there's always time that you can put in a side hustle, in another hobby, in an online business. Because what else, man? Like, what do you want to do besides? Like, if you're not happy with what you're doing right now, best thing you can do is take action and change your life. For me, it was also luck, because I didn't know that I would end up making so much money. I was obsessed with likes. That was my game. Dedicating yourself to something that feels right is a good start. And I mean, I was probably also not so stupid, because I knew that if I had millions of followers, it could translate in money down the line, right? And I think nowadays, what I did is replicable. You can do it with Facebook pages. You can also do it with TikTok. You can do it with Instagram. Things are evolving. And nowadays, I met some kids that are 17, 18 years old, and they also make so much money with social media by trading Instagram accounts, by trading Instagram account services, like getting people verified or getting their accounts back, or getting companies posted on specific meme pages. The market is big, it's never gonna die off in my perspective. So if you're watching this and you're like a teenager, you can fucking do the same thing. And if you're patient enough and you focus on, understanding how the game works, you can make whatever you want. You can grow as many accounts as you want. You can grow meme pages to millions of followers, and you can start making thousands of dollars per day. So make sure to like and subscribe, because a lot of you watching this video are not subscribed, and it really makes me sad, because I would love to have more subscribers and have the biggest YouTube channel in my niche on YouTube, because it's time to become the biggest at something else. So if you want to follow my journey, you know what to do. See you next week. Peace.